Well, there we go. We got it. We got it. Yay. Well, here we are. We're all self-quarantining. Ooh, ah. So, the Torah portion for this week was Pikkudei. Um, Pikkudei is a word that means to take an account of. What a better time to take an account of where we are. Now, the first question in the Torah, right? Where are you? Then in a time where we actually have to stop. And it's a wonderful thing. So we're going to take a look at Shemot 28:21, and then we're going to take a look at Shemot 40:17. So we consider how these two verses specifically, we're going to look at these in order to learn two important lessons. The first is that we must constantly be aware of what our tabernacle contains. Now remember, the last several Torah portions have been about the construction of the tabernacle, and we've said that we're the tabernacle. Our lives are the tabernacle. So things to keep in mind is, how do we maintain that tabernacle? How do we maintain the things in our lives in association with that? The second is the value of that. We have to be aware that simply because we perceive our work to be done, that there's always something to do. And maybe that is one of the fine reasons for having to slow down a little bit and realize that all of those things that we consider so important, maybe aren't that important. So we begin with verse 21, Shemot 38. These are the accounts, Pikkudei, of the tabernacle, even the tabernacle of the testimony, as they were rendered according to the commandment of Moses through the service of the Levites by the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. So we look at this and, history, and this is what Moses said, and it was carried out by this cat named Ithamar. But we always have to ask, what does it mean, right? What does it mean? So the word for accounts is Pikkudei, that aside from accounts also means, from its root pakad, to pay attention, to review, to deposit, to watch over, and to commit to care. Lots of things to consider about everything in our lives. Okay? We have this time now to take an account. What's important? What's really important as compared to what we simply perceive to be important? This word, however, also has a negative side in that it means to seek in vain or out of vanity, to lack, to need, or to become empty. It means a lack of judgment and an oversight. So here we are, self-quarantined, and we can look and say, are the things that I need to take account of things that are on the negative side of Pikkudei, things that I've overlooked, things that have become an oversight? Have I had a lack of judgment? Have any of these things made me empty? So, as with everything else, we're presented with a choice. And if we consider that the tabernacle is a representation of ourself and our life, then we have to be constantly aware of, take account of which set of the definitions are we leaning to. So in this decision, we have to first consider the first word of this verse, which is these, from the word ele. Now, if we were to look at the Proto-Hebrew of this, okay, I don't have a chalkboard, so I can't show you, but Proto-Hebrew, we have this word for hay, which is a man with his hands up in the air trying to get your attention. The first time we see hay as a root of a word in the Torah is in the word chene, that means behold, pay attention, Hey, you. And then we have the Lamed, which is a shepherd's goad, something that guides us, gives us instruction. So we could consider in this word ele an idea of looking with interest at guidance or instruction. So we have a time now to look with interest, pay attention to what it is that actually guides us. What instruction do we pay attention to, and what instruction do we neglect to pay attention to? So take account. More specifically, we have to consider looking with interest towards guidance or instruction. Both of these concepts offer us good advice as well as a word of caution. We can also receive guidance and instruction that fulfills the first category of the definitions for the word Pikkudei. Or we can receive guidance and instruction from a corrupted source that will tip the scales into the secondary category. Consider that. Here we are, social media is full of garbage. Some good stuff, mostly garbage. The news that we get. What is the good sources? What are the bad sources? How do I know? Okay? So, where were we? Pikkudei can give guidance and instruction from a corrupted source that will tip the scales. This takes us back to the first question found in the Torah, the one that Yahuwah Elohim asked the Adam after the transgression. Where are you? Again, perfect time to look at that and find out exactly where we are. In this, we have to carefully consider the phrase, the tabernacle of the testimony. The word for the testimony is ha'edut, that comes from the root word ad, that means a witness, as well as evidence. This is also a key to testing or taking an account of. We've talked about the Shema on numerous occasions in our teaching. When we look at the Shema, Shema Yisrael Yahuwah Eloheinu Yahuwah Echad, we find that the first letter, Shema, ends with an ayin, and that ayin is enlarged, perception, ayin. And then at the end, in the word echad, the dalet is also enlarged. And what we can consider from this is that we take the enlarged ayin and the enlarged dalet and we put them together, we have ad, that within, hear, O Israel, Yahuwah your Elohim, Yahuwah is one. There is a lesson for us to consider what our witness and our testimony is. Let's look forward, or let's move forward. Shema. Let's consider Shema. Shema, we translate it as hear, but it also means to perceive, discern, understand, obey, apply, and to be content. Shema. We must Shema Yisrael. Now, Yisrael means the Prince of Elohim, but it also means the authority of Elohim. So I can begin to ask myself, am I able to perceive, discern, understand, obey, apply, and be content in what is the authority of Elohim? Well, what is Elohim? Now we translate it as God. That's a poor translation. Elohim, from its more ancient sources, means a power, a force, something that's mighty. It also means a judge, a ruler. From the root ayil, that means a ram, we have an idea of redemption, deliverance, restoration. And it also means a terebinth tree, which gives us a concept of rest and healing. So am I able to perceive, discern, understand, obey, apply, be content in the authority of the most powerful entity in existence, who has the authority to redeem me, heal me, bring me rest, restore me? Or do I simply Pikkudei from the opposite end, do I simply dismiss it? Do I simply become empty because of a lack of judgment? Do I allow my vanity, another definition of Pikkudei, to keep my eyes closed to Elohim? I can say, I believe in God. Well, I believe there's dinosaurs in the Amazon. There's a difference between believing in Elohim and believing or being able to be aware that he's present. When we become aware of the presence of Elohim, things begin to change. And if I say I'm aware of the presence of Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah comes from the root chaya, that means to exist in the present, to exist in the future, and the root yihyeh, that means to have existed in the past. Am I aware at every moment that I exist, in every aspect of my existence, that there is something greater than me that has the authority, the ability, the power to redeem me, deliver me, restore me, heal me, and bring me rest? Well, I don't need redemption. Well, yeah. Do you ever get angry? Do you ever get depressed? You can be redeemed from your depression, your anxiety. We're all anxious right now. We're stuck in our homes. The walls are caving in. Pikkudei, take account. Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, what we just talked about. In every aspect of my life, at every moment that I exist, something is there. Elohim is present. Yahuwah Echad. Echad is a word that means one. Yahuwah is one. But Yahuwah, the word Echad, also means to be in agreement with. It means to be in unity with. Echad has a numerical value, a gematria of 13. The 13th letter of the Aleph Bet is Mem. Represents the word of Elohim. So if Yahuwah, our Elohim, is in agreement with his word, then in the midst of the Shema, by being able to perceive, discern, understand, while I take account, am I in agreement with the word of Elohim? Am I aware of his presence in my life? So what we do has to really line up with the word. What is the word? All that Bible stuff. Because there's a separation of real life in the Bible, because all that God stuff only occurs an hour a week, right? You go to church on Sunday, you go to shul on Friday or Saturday, and this thing you call God exists for a few hours, and then the rest of the week is yours. You exist, but Elohim, I believe he exists, but I am never aware of his presence. Now you have the time to take account and become aware that he is present. So if what we learn takes us away from or distracts us from understanding that Yahuwah is our Elohim and that he is one with his Torah, that in every time and everything he is our mighty judge who has the authority to redeem us, deliver us, and restore us by and through his word in his name, Yahusha. Now Yahusha means Yahuwah redeems, delivers, and restores. Then we have to reevaluate what we're studying and learning, as well as the source from which it is coming. Okay? Elohim is present 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's present while we're sleeping. He's present while we're awake. He knows if we've been good or bad. So be good for goodness sake. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. Pikkudei. We have to take this time. And I know I said that we were going to go on to verse 40 and all that. Let's just stop with that. Pikkudei, take account. What's really important in your relationship with yourself, your relationship with those around you? Because once you figure that out, you'll understand what it is to love Yahuwah your Elohim with all of your heart, your strength, your mind. I said that backwards, but that's okay. Yahusha said the most important commandment, Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu Yahuwah Echad. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah your Elohim, Yahuwah is one. What he's saying is the most important thing you can do is look at yourself. Understand where you are, because when you do, you are able to love Yahuwah your Elohim with all of yourself. And when you can do that, you can fully love yourself. And then you can fully love your neighbor, because he said, love your neighbor as yourself. It's in Leviticus. Yahusha was simply quoting. Anyway, I look forward to more of our little get-togethers like this. It's actually great for me. Been a little under the weather lately, so this is some time for me to Pikkudei, take account of where I am and what I can do to get better, so that I can love my neighbor, love all of you, in the way that I love myself, and in the way that Yahusha loved us, and in the way that our Elohim loves us and keeps us now. Yavarechacha Yehovah vayishmarecha, Yisa Yehovah panav elecha vichunecha, Yair Yehovah panav elecha vayachem lecha shalom. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you. May his light shine upon you. May he lift up your countenance and your spirits. And in every aspect of your life, at every moment that you exist, may our Elohim, may Yahuwah, our Elohim, bring you peace. B'Shem Yahusha Meshechenu, in the name of Yahusha, our Messiah. Amen. I love you. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you again in a couple of days. Bye-bye.